Hello, my friends. I just got off a wonderful Zoom call with a friend that I hadn't seen for maybe 15 plus years, 18 years. And we connect once in a while on social media. And last time I say, hey, let's connect. So we had this absolutely beautiful connection. And of course, for both of us, what made it so beautiful is that we have walked pretty much the same path but with different flavors. And we are still, right, walking like this, almost like hand in hand. And it really, because I asked her, so what is it specifically about the path you're following? Because we met in India in 2015, I think, at, um, at a 21-day retreat, which was all about enlightenment. And it was very, very powerful and beautiful. She remained connected, and after a few years, I went my own way. But what it comes down to, what I want to talk a little bit about, that it really doesn't matter which path we are on. I mean, what spiritual path we're on, or what direction or what inspiration moves us back home. There are many, many, many ways to go, like infinite, endless, many. And sometimes they may seem very different. The one she was on and that I was on for a short while was very bhakti, very devotional. And then there are others, who have no teachers, no guidance. They find it all within themselves. And I would say they're all very, very valid. Maybe we need to dip into most of them, or most of the flavors for a while, in order to, have a real complete homecoming where we have experienced what we wanted to experience, and where we have learned to detach and let go, so we can come closer and closer to home. And so anyway, we talked about it, and I was curious, what had kept her in that lineage or in that direction. And my friends, it's really all the same. And that's why it's so beautiful that when we can really honor that we are all very different, and that we have to take our own specific, unique path to come back home. I mean, that's something worth celebrating when we can just see that. But what it comes down to is that we are this little gem of God, of gold, golden God, and and that has been covered and covered and covered with all these programming and all these experiences and all these traumas that we have interpreted to mean something. It usually starts when we come in and take birth. I've shared before, we are born kind of into, um, what did I call it? We're not born into sin. We're born into the matrix, and you can watch the video that I did quite a while ago. And so when we are born into the matrix, we're born into a program where we are being programmed or hypnotized to believe that we are separate from who we are. So if we all are dropped down, on planet Earth, and we have to go through this little um, little hole to come through that says, you're separate from God. Now you have to figure it all out on your own. You have to work hard. You're on your own. All the things. You're not good enough. You believe you can't do it, that you don't have what it takes to make it through this life and feel successful and um, happy and at peace, whatever it is, connected. So here we are, right? We're dropped into this dimension, into this 3D dimension, the false matrix, believing at the starting line. We all believe, like, I'm not good enough, I can't do it. There might be a few of you who don't have that, but blessed you. But maybe you just chose to have uh, an easier journey this time. But here we are, right? And one goes this direction and one goes that direction, and one is pulled that direction because their friends go there, and whatever it is. But we are all here, and we take on all these identities, these beliefs, these traumas, and then we try to find our way out of it. And there again, we all find our way. But the purpose, if there is a purpose of this maze we're in, yeah, it's like we're dropped into a maze and we have to find our way out. And we may make a lot of wrong turns, and other people make wrong turns here. But eventually, right, we come here towards the exit, or maybe we should call it the entrance back home. So we came in having these experiences that we are separate, and we really, really, really got immersed in it. We got fully identified with it. We couldn't even imagine there is something else. And that is most people's lives right now. Completely lost in the matrix, in the maze, and are doing anything on their own with effort and hard work and mental things to find their way out. The closer we get to the way out, or as I said, to the way back home, the closer we get, the easier it is to see all the little side trips we took. And we go like, oh, why did I go left when it's obvious that I should have gone right? Why did I go forward when I really had to take a few steps backward to find the next left turn? But when we are in it, we cannot see it. We cannot see it. But the closer we come to the end, where we take birth back to ourselves, or we enter back home, you can simply see it with a lot more clarity. And that actually came up in our conversation today, where my friend was sharing very, very close to what I was sharing on my YouTube yesterday on my video here. She says, I just wonder, like, why on earth would I engage in all this limitation and negativity? She says, it makes no sense. Why would I do that? And the same for me as it is with her, like when she gets into conversations, discussions with people who are completely immersed in the maze. Like, why are people doing this? This is so boring. This is so fruitless. And yet, we both had done it for probably a long time. It's part of the journey out of the maze. You cannot see what is next. You can only see your own little problems and limitations, because that is all where you're looking. You're in this little prison space in the maze, and you're looking for a way out. You cannot yet reach up your head and see it more from above, where you can go, oh, I missed that one. Oh my gosh, I was so involved in this corner, I felt cornered in this part of the maze, and I couldn't even see to the right and see that there was a way out. And that we cannot see until we actually rise above it, until we expand in consciousness from being like this. Oh, it's so dark here. It's just all limited. And then little by little, you do your deeper work and you go, oh, there's an exit. And it keeps going until you really can just see it almost from above or from a different angle. So what we were both feeling really blessed that we are able to see it from a more expanded view. And from there, it's like, why would I ever waste my time on that? This is not a judgment, and this is not a bypass. This is just a natural unfolding when we do the inner work, and then we get much bigger vista to look at and from and through. So there's, of course, always a heartfelt invitation from my end to keep doing the work. Keep going in, keep noticing. I think I talked about that yesterday too, how we need to be aware of these places where we just turn into something very, very limited and tight. And we're so involved with blaming or shaming or making ourselves wrong or telling ourselves, I can't do it, it's too hard. It's like that whole vista just goes whoop, and you're lost in it. You cannot see what is around you. And this is really where we need to do the work. And this is also when I talk to my friend that this is the work she does with her clients too. No different at all. Maybe a different flavor, but it's still the same work. And that is, of course, what I do also, and many, many others. So again, a real heartfelt invitation for us all to become aware the negativity, the fear, the resistance, the doubt, the holding back, the believing of the maze, believing that's real, and most of all, the belief that when we were born through this very narrow hole that says, you are separate from God now. Go and figure it out on your own. And like, oh, right, that's the first fear. Probably not as an infant because we are still taken care of. Most people are, at least. But that is where we have to come back. It's almost like we have to pull back and back. Let go, detach, detach. Don't touch, don't touch. Until we can see when we go into these beliefs that I'm not good enough, or any flavor thereof, nobody likes me, there's something wrong with me. Those are the things that are so contracted. And the other one is, I can't do it. I just don't have what it takes. I can't do it. There's this feeling of defeat and being a victim. And that is what we all live here. We live as if we are victims of what? Well, of our own creation. What creation? The creation that we identify as something separate from who we are. And that is the image we put in front of the projector where the light comes through. And then we see the world as very limited. Until we can pull these lenses apart or pull them out, these distorted lenses, these distorted images. Once you pull them out, there's more and more light coming through. And you are more and more able to see what this distorted image is, or what this hypnotic suggestion is. You can start seeing it, and we have a choice there. We really do. But when the distortion is too thick, too dark, it seems like we don't have a choice because it feels too real. It's right. When you have your head in that maze in a corner and it's dark, there's nothing, it's like you're not available or receptive to see it another way. And I know a lot of people, they are very identified with this dark corner. And if I would even drop one little suggestion of light in, there's a resistance there. And that is hard to break through for many people. But I know we all want to be free, my friends. We all want to be free, and we are on our way to that freedom. I think I was going to say role, that sounds so formal, but maybe just me being here on planet Earth. One of the reasons I feel I came down here, there's many reasons, but one of them feels like is to just maybe be a little alarm clock. Right now, I'm being a little alarm clock, and I just let it ring and I say, just start paying attention to all that negativity and limitation that you engage in. And then try and put the two and two together, where that's like you're stuck in a dark corner and you keep pushing and you keep resisting, but you cannot go through. That's not the exit. It's just feeding something you don't want. So find a space in you when you can start pulling back a little bit from the negativity you're feeling, like, oh, I feel bad. Take a breath. See if you can just pull back a little bit and get curious. That's a very, very powerful way. When you get curious, you're going to question it a little bit. You might say, is that really true? Is that really true? And your mind will say, yes, yes, true. You're not good enough. You're unworthy or something like that. And then you have to go, is that really true? So you have to find your answer in here. You won't find it up here because that's the program that put it there and that will defend it till doomsday. So you have to know, no. So really getting curious about all these limiting, heavy energies that just make you contract. Your body will also start telling you when you're in this mode or more open and curious. So whatever path we're on and whatever part of the maze we're moving through, as you do your work by questioning, by making conscious, by going like, what is that, right? It's just open up to questioning what you've taken for granted. The more you do that, you naturally come closer to the end of the maze. And when you come to the end, you'll have all these experiences that you can bring with you if you want and share with others. And like, oh my God, I believe this, and that was not true, and I was doing this to myself. But then you're out of it, right? It's like you're looking back at it and you're done with it. And that's why it's so beautiful. When you come towards the end, it's like you have a much bigger vision, a much bigger view, where you can see it for what it is, which you can't do when you're right in it. But from here, because you've done your work, you go, oh, now I see it. Oh, now I see it. And then you can be done with it. You can just say goodbye and say, okay, I'm open to a very different experience now. One where I am back in touch with my true self, my I am presence. And that has access to the very opposite of the maze. This is like the infinite field of potential, because that is who I am. Not Pernilla, but I, same I in every single one of us. And now we can finally start being a beautiful expression of that love and of that light. Now you are walking as the new earth, and you are paving the way. You are shining more light out from yourself as yourself. And that's why you are part of giving birth to the new earth. And if you're anything like me, that is probably why you're here. And you can just see if it resonates with you. If it doesn't, then it may not be for you. But if there is a sense of like, oh yeah, then stay with that feeling and start practicing all that negativity to question it. Start questioning. I think we'll stop here for today. Uh, Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Please comment below. And always, if you do need support on this long, it can be a long journey, this maze. You know, you might take all the wrong turns. It takes forever. This working with somebody could shorten that distance because you will quicker start expanding and rising, where you'll be able to see things that you may not be able to see on your own. It's a very common thing when you're in the darkness of the maze. I hope you will comment below, and I look forward to reading your comments. And feel free to reach out if you feel you need support on your journey. Thank you, my friends.